This is a K-line engine I got last week off eBay. Came in the mail last week. I now have 4 of these K-line engines of different varieties. They're all Santa Fe. This is the 3003 with a little bit different font than my other ones. Let me grab a couple others and show you here. So here's the tender that goes with this one. Has Santa Fe 3003. And then this is the other one I have. This one I just did a repair on it that I'm going to do to this one today. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Well, here's the other 3003. It's got a different font. And here's the tender to that one. It just says 3003. And then this one is 2037. It's a bit newer than the other ones. This one has succumbed to some zinc pest. So far the bottom is holding up. This gearbox or this frame in the bottom has some cracks in it. Kind of hard to see, but I don't think it's become detrimental yet. I did have to replace the boiler front with an original Marx 333 front because it did fall in pieces from zinc pest, as well as I pulled this off of another 333 clone, actually this one, and replaced this one with an original Marx. And then this is the tender that goes with this one. Has rail sounds, but for some reason I got to work on this. That little contact's not working now, so it won't chuff. And then there was like a little piece of foam type thing there. I don't know what that did. Kind of a bad design in my opinion. So now the chuff doesn't work on this. So I just use this as another Marx clone to pull Marx stuff. Anyway. And then this is the fourth 333 clone I have. And unfortunately, I got to get this fixed, where the little whatever you call that, piston rod broke off. So that's going to be fun to fix. I'll have to get some Marx parts to fix that. Other than that, it's eventually going to get the same repair that this gets and that this had just gotten. So, to get to the point, what happened is these K-lines, the little gear that connects to the cam motor is made out of nylon, and they like to strip out. And that's exactly what happened to this. And probably all the other ones I have. I was lucky to find, or they keep them on stock at trains.com. They have replacement gears with the appropriate brass gear, as opposed to nylon that the originals come with. So it's quite a nice fix. And these old K-lines, I kind of consider them as valuable as my old Marx 333s. This is supposed to come with a brass. This is off the old engine. I'll just use it with this. These are supposed to include one, but for some reason that one didn't. one of these little things. So luckily I got a spare. So let's take this thing apart and get it fixed. And it's always smart to have a little container to put all your parts in. Screws, washers, springs, whatever it might be. Coming off your engine. You don't want to lose them. And then on these K-lines, there's one screw here, right behind the pilot or cow catcher, that holds the whole frame in. Oop, and I lost the screw. I'm gonna get out of there. Great. There it is. Need to take off the trailing truck too. Alright, hold on. Let me pause it here and I'll get this all taken apart. Okay, so what happens with these is, here's the can motor. Right underneath that drive, that little nylon sprocket gets ground down and the train won't move anymore. So we're going to remove that and put this new one in. There's two screws that hold this motor down. And something funky's going on here, so I'm going to pause it again. Looks like there's some crud on there. Stand by. Okay, finally got this off. As you can see, the can motor comes off. And this little gear should pop out here. I think I got to take this board off a little bit. There, now it should come out, I think. I want to get out of there. Okay, finally got it out. Okay, this is the nylon gear right here. It's still somewhat intact, but it was grinding. Especially put a little bit of weight. Didn't have any pulling power. Here's the one off the other engine. It was completely ground down. Just totally trashed. So that's what will eventually happen to these, especially if you do a lot of heavy pulling with them. So, Bravo, they came out with this replacement with an appropriate brass gear. so I get it installed. Oop. Oh, come on, don't do that. Well, I think I got it in there good. Well, I can get this back together and see how she runs. And you want to make sure you put some lithium grease on there before you put it all back together. That should lubricate it in there pretty well. Alright, I'm going to assemble the rest of this off camera and get it on the track and see how well it pulls. Okay, I got it back together. I'm going to put it on the track and see how it does. Alright, got it back on the track here. We'll see how it runs. Oh, it was in neutral. Oh boy, the concentric gear locked up. Let me get that fixed. Alright, if you're going to get these lined up just right, you're going to have a whole heap of trouble. Things locking up. Let's see if I got it right. Oh, there we go. Well, since this was originally a Marx design and it's the same scale as the Marx trains, around 3/16, I'm going to run it with some Marx rolling stock, see how it does. Add a little smoke fluid to that. See if the smoker works good on this one. There we go. Well, it's a good runner now. Way better than it was. It would run a little bit and then grind and stop and run. So bravo that Trains has those replacement gears. So if you have a K-line Marx copy engine or one of these 3003s or whatever the other numbers are and the other road names, I think they're all around, start with a 3. It's basically a 333 with a more modern motor. But I love these just as much as my Marx, original Marx. So I think it'll run for a long time. I just got to watch out for these concentric rods. These like to break on the K-lines. That's the only thing you got to look out for. Quite happy now. All of them are going to get these gears. It's got to be brass gears. Thanks for watching.